James Shields didn't give up one earned run. From the Studio One patio, welcome to this Monday, the May the 6th edition of Around the Bases. I am Ryan Yannishatis. Brandon is absent. He is out sick. He'll be back with us hopefully tomorrow. The Broom is out here for obvious reasons, but as you saw, I did get my call-up this week, therefore I don't have to drink diet soda. He don't have to run laps, but again, that'll start anew this week as well. So glad to get that out of the way. Let's kick things off by recapping the weekend that was. First for the Cubs, Friday they lose to the Reds 6-5. Leak gets the win at 2-1. Villanueva gets a loss of 1-2. Hoover got his first save. On Saturday, Reds beat the Cubs again 6-4, and Drusick goes to 2-0. Marmol gets a loss of 2-2. Chapman gets his 7th save. Then on Sunday, yesterday, the Reds win again and complete the sweep 7-4. Latos got the win at 3-0. Edwin Jackson goes to 0-5, and Hoover gets the 2nd save. Now, when you look at everything that happened over the weekend, first, Marmol continues another collapse. The Cubs had a 4-2 lead and blew it. Then after that, you also got Edwin Jackson now at 0-5. He's just had a rough start to the season. He needs to get things going if he wants anything to happen. But as of right now, it's just been a struggle for him and for Marmol. But again, they signed Jackson to a 4-year deal. He needs to start proving that he deserves to be here. You don't want this to already be in the first year, be something like the Alfonso Soriano deal that never gets over with. So he needs to start getting wins, and he hasn't been able to do that. So a tough weekend for the Cubs. They lose to a very good team in the Cincinnati Reds. For the Sox, we figured Friday when we said that one of these games was going to get rained out or snowed out. They got snowed out on Friday. They started the series on Saturday. Royals won that one of a final of 2-1. Guthrie gets a win at 4-0. Axelrod gets a loss at 0-2. Sunday, the Royals get the win in 6-5 and 10. The Sox even had a lead in this one. They lose it. Holland gets a win at 1-1. Grosso gets the loss at 0-1. The makeup game for Fridays is actually going on right now. We'll talk about that in a second. But again, the White Sox defense continues to struggle. They had a bad defensive game on Saturday, and they had a bad defensive game yesterday. So some bad defenses really hurt this team. The pitching hasn't been all that bad. It's been the defense that's been able to that's hurt them. And I mean, the Cubs, definitely from knowing, I know exactly what their fans and everyone's there in the South Side are going through. Because again, the Cubs have not had good defense for a couple of years. They've been going through all the Starlin Castro relapses. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's just been a rough stretch for them overall, and now they're losing to teams in their division. I knew the Royals would be a competitive team, and now that they've been playing now in Kansas City, they're able to show that. But they've done a great job, have the Royals. And again, the Sox, they lose. So technically, that's a mini sweep as of the weekend concludes. Now on to the Brewers, who started a 4-game series on Thursday, lost to the Cardinals. Friday, lost to them again, 6-1. Miller got the win at 4-2. Loesch gets a loss at 2-2. Saturday, Cardinals win 7-6. Menes gets the win at 1-0. Henderson, their closer, gets a loss at 2-1. Mojica gets the 8th save. And then Sunday was an absolute shellacking by St. Louis. They won at 10-1. Garcia goes to 4-1. Estrada goes to 2-2. So the Brewers get a 4-game sweep by division rival St. Louis Cardinals. Everyone gets swept over the weekend, therefore, brought out the broom. And you can just sweep up the mess of the Cubs, Sox, and the Brewers. So I'm just going to leave that right there, and that's an homage to say, you know what? All three teams had a terrible weekend, so the broom comes out. It's ugly right now. But again, the Brewers, the pitching struggling for them. They had a chance on Saturday. They even had a lead Cardinals win. So, I mean, the Brewers are struggling as well. So all three teams had an ugly, forgetful weekend. They're glad the weekend is over, and I think they need to get things going. But again, once again, the Brewers get swept in 4. So they go back under 500 after being in a little bit of a hot streak, but they get knocked down a few notches. So as all three teams are glad to say, let's move on from the weekend and preview the week that is. Update on the Sox and Royals. It was the makeup from Friday night that got rained out. It's Chris Sale at 3-4 against James Shields at 2-2. I had James Shields getting the call yesterday, only giving up 1 earned run, but we'll get to that in a second because it's got pushed back. And right now, at time of taping in the 4th inning, it is 1-0 Royals. We'll see, and the results are on the bottom of your screen. We'll be recapping that game tomorrow. Time to preview Cubs-Rangers. It's the 4-17. Again, all three teams were expected to be off today. But again, the Cubs and Rangers have a makeup date this Monday at tonight, 7 p.m. on WCIU. It'll be Tepish at 2-2 against Feldman at 2-3. Feldman, this is a former team. He pitched for him last year. Very talented guy. I mean, he's been pitching a lot better. His last time out had a complete game shutout against the San Diego Padres. So he's looking for the same thing. He's looking to come out, pitch his heart out against his former team. So you know what? You didn't want to re-sign me. We'll take you. Tepish, his last time out was against the Chicago White Sox. Still had a good outing, but I think it should be a good matchup. Cubs would like to forget this whole weekend and get a big win. They have a tough schedule coming up. They got the Rangers tonight, 2 at the Cardinals Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, then go to Washington, D.C. So things do not get easy for the Northsiders right now and during this little funk. So they lose again. Okay, let's take a look at the updated standings for the three teams. We're not going to do how many they're out because it don't matter, but we're just going to be updated on their records now starting in May. We'll be doing this until probably after the All-Star break when we start looking at each respectable division. Brewers are 14-16 leading the pack, and that ain't even a good way to lead it. Sox are 12-17, and again, that will change after today's game, but technically it's Monday. And then the Cubs are 11-20, so things need to change for all three teams going into this week. Again, all three teams have a 2-game series during the week and then a 3-game weekend series. So things do get a little, not many games this week to try to make that up. Now it's time for the newest edition of Call It. Doing that for Brandon as he's lives right behind me. He's, well, the house way back there. Not this one, not that one, but way back there. It's where he's stationed right now, but he's out. Anyway, I did get mine yesterday. I said it would be Shields since the rain up, but Wade Davis pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 earned run. I said 1 earned run. Every one of them were close. Samardzija had 5 strikeouts on Saturday. I said he'd have 6. So everything was close, but I did get it, so I don't have to drink diet soda for a week. You don't have to do laps. It's time for a new week. I did text Brandon earlier today and asked, Brandon, what's going on? What's the new call for the week? And he said his new offer for this week of Call It is that he is going to, if he gets it this week, he will have me to wear a Brewer shirt on this show, and I do have to wear a Miami Heat shirt coming up. I'll be doing that. I'm going to do it before the first half of the season. I got to find one, and I got to buy it. It's hard to buy a shirt of a team you can't stand. But anyway, I have to wear a Brewer shirt on this show if he gets to call it. And his call this tonight was because that's the Cubs are the only team in action. He says that Soriano will hit a home run. Soriano's in a little bit of a hot streak right now, so that could happen. A little scare. Now, my offer. Brandon's hosting the June 27th show. He want to call it to do so. So what I'm going to do is that if I'm going to be Brandon that day, following the show, it's going to be on the air to wrap up the show from Miller Park. I'm going to dump a bucket of ice-cold water on him to finish off but right before we go into Miller Park, I'm going to dump an ice-cold bucket of water on him if I get my call, and I'll get to do that. So that'll be fun. And my offer that's the offer. And my call it for tonight in that Cubs game is that Feldman. He had a good outing. I think he's going to go only 6 innings tonight. I think it's going to be a rough. I don't think after pitching a complete game, I think it might be a little rough for him. So I'm going to say Feldman's only going to pitch 6 innings tonight against his former team, the Rangers. And again, this team knows him very well. He was there just last year. So again, Brandon's offer this week is that I have to wear a Brewer shirt if tonight Paul Konerko, or excuse me, he didn't pick Konerko, but that game's already on the air. Soriano's going to get a home run, and so his offer, like I said, we have to wear a Brewer shirt, and mine is I got to dump a bucket of ice cold water on him in the Miller Park parking lot when we're in Milwaukee on June 27th, and that'll start after say tonight. Only 6 innings for Scott Feldman. Preview for tomorrow, we're going to recap Cubs Rangers for the 4/17 makeup and the Sox Royals May 4th makeup. We'll also preview Sox Mets, Cubs Cardinals, and Brewers Rangers Game 1 all 2-game series. Brandon will be back. Of course, we'll be back here on the patio. Expected beautiful weather for this week, so we should have all 5 shows right here on the patio. That'll wrap it up. Special thanks to the broom, and hopefully we don't have this out here anymore. We don't like the broom out here for any of the teams. Cubs have already been in there about 5 times, but we'll bring that out every time there's a sweep. It's bad. But anyway, that'll wrap it up for this May the 6th edition. To wrap it up, we're actually going to show you a little bit of a clip of the went to a parade yesterday. It was a thing for motorcycles. It was Motorcycle Awareness Month. I want to show you a little clip of that as that'll finish off the show. So that'll wrap it up. I'm Ryan Yanishadis. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Enjoy your week. Once again, I'm Ryan Yanishadis saying thank you for watching this presentation of our Around the Bases right here on YouTube.
Wave break. Wave Bristol. Was the dog on the motorcycle?
The dog was on the back of the lake.
I could never look at the dog. Bristle, look at the dog.